Welcome to Actors Are Born, the podcast that takes you on a journey to discover the icons of cinema. Today, we shine the spotlight on a man who defined the concept of tough guy in Hollywood. An actor whose somewhat suffering expression and immortal charisma have captivated generations of viewers. Humphrey Bogart. The American Film Institute has named him the greatest male star in the history of cinema.
Youth and training, from rebel to film icon. Humphrey DeForest Bogart was born in New York City on Christmas Day, 1899, into a wealthy family. His father was a well-known surgeon, while his mother was an accomplished illustrator and art director. Despite a comfortable childhood, the young Bogart soon showed a rebellious nature. Expelled from the prestigious Phillips Academy for misconduct, he decided to enlist in the Navy in 1918. This period was fundamental for his life, not only for instilling in him a deep love for the sea, but also because it was then that he acquired his famous lip scar, a distinctive feature that helped create his legendary image.
After his military service, Bogart began working in the entertainment world, first as a stage manager and then as an actor on the Broadway stage. His career struggled to take off, with marginal roles both in theater and in his early film experiences. The turning point came with his portrayal of the gangster Duke Mantee in The Petrified Forest, first on stage and then in the 1936 film of the same name.
The man behind the mask. Behind the tough guy image was a complex and fascinating man. Bogart was an avid chess player, so much so that he played for money in times of financial difficulty. The sea was his great passion. As soon as he had the opportunity, he bought a yacht, the Santana, which became his refuge. His hoarse voice and somewhat cynical attitude were accentuated by his consumption of cigarettes and alcohol, leading him to state, "I don't trust any bastard who doesn't drink." Despite his tough reputation, those who knew him well, like the writer Raymond Chandler, claimed that all he has to do to dominate a scene is to enter it. Romantic relationships, between troubled passions and a great love. Bogart's love life was as intense as his career. He married 4 times, but it was his last marriage that became legendary. After 3 turbulent unions, particularly the one with actress Mayo Methot, characterized by violent quarrels, he met 19-year-old Lauren Bacall on the set of To Have and Have Not in 1944. Bogart was 44 years old, but the age difference did not stop their passion. They married in 1945, and their union, from which 2 children were born, became one of the most iconic in Hollywood, a professional and personal partnership that lasted until his death. They made 4 films together, including noir masterpieces like The Big Sleep and Key Largo.
The films that made history. The Petrified Forest. This was the film that launched Bogart. His portrayal of the fugitive gangster Duke Mantee, who holds a group of people hostage in a remote inn in the Arizona desert, captured the attention of audiences and critics, defining his charming villain persona. Angels with Dirty Faces. In this Michael Curtiz film, Bogart plays a significant supporting role as the corrupt lawyer James Fraser. The film, centered on the figure of gangster Rocky Sullivan, James Cagney, solidified Bogart's fame as an interpreter of characters linked to the world of crime.
The Maltese Falcon, 1941. This is the film that established Bogart as a top-tier star. In the role of private detective Sam Spade, Bogart perfectly embodies the tough, ironic, and disillusioned investigator, becoming a model for all subsequent noir films. Casablanca, 1942, arguably his most famous film, a timeless masterpiece that won 3 Academy Awards. Bogart is Rick Blaine, the owner of a nightclub in Casablanca during World War II, a cynical and lonely man who finds himself having to deal with his past when his old flame, Ilse Lund, Ingrid Bergman, reappears. His lines such as, "Here's looking at you, kid," and "Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship," have gone down in cinema history.
The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. In this film, directed by John Huston, Bogart delivers one of his most intense and complex performances. He plays Fred C. Dobbs, a gold prospector who, blinded by greed, sinks into paranoia and madness. The film, shot in Mexico, was a great critical success and won 3 Oscars. The African Queen, 1951. Another collaboration with John Huston that earned Bogart the Oscar for Best Actor. Here he plays Charlie Allnut, a rough, alcoholic boat captain who, during World War I, finds himself having to flee down an African river with a puritanical missionary played by Katharine Hepburn. Filming in Africa was extremely difficult, with illnesses and accidents, but it contributed to giving the film an extraordinary realism.
The Caine Mutiny, 1954. In one of his last major roles, Bogart plays the paranoid and unstable Captain Queeg. His performance was critically acclaimed, once again demonstrating his incredible ability to bring complex and tormented characters to life. We're No Angels, 1955. In this comedy, directed by Michael Curtiz, Bogart stars alongside Peter Ustinov and Aldo Ray. The 3 play convicts who have escaped from Devil's Island and hide in a shopkeeper's house, helping his family in their own way.
Humphrey Bogart passed away in 1957 from esophageal cancer, but his legacy is immortal. With his unique style, his penetrating gaze, and his ability to be simultaneously tough and vulnerable, he created an icon that continues to live on the screen, reminding us that sometimes actors are truly born. Thank you for joining us on Actors Are Born. See you next time for another journey into the world of cinema.